Hello and welcome back to another episode of Vestlin Voice Podcast. I'm your host, Kim Charlson, and this is the fourth episode in our series where Monty is sharing some wisdom on how we can begin to work differently with external energies. Last week, Monty helped us understand the ways that we are really taking external energies into ourselves and the type of a relationship that we can instead cultivate with external energies and what that could look like. So, before you listen to today's message, what I'd like you to do is think about just for a moment, how would I really like to interface with the external world? How could I envision a different way of working with external energies in the external world? Who would I like to be within myself? So maybe you don't have 100% clarity on that yet. That's okay. It's more of understanding what kind of boundaries that you'd like to have with external energies. If you would like to purchase the meditation that goes with these weekly messages, you can find a link in the show notes below. And that meditation is available for you to listen to and to use to allow yourself to really integrate fully the wisdom that Monty's going to be sharing. So let's hear from Monty and what they have to share. And we'll check back in next week with the final message to bring it all together. I'll see you there. As you have been moving through these exercises, you have been noticing increasingly how much you allow your external circumstances to dictate your state of being. In the previous week, as you began to work with the energies of your desire, you probably began to notice all of the ways that desirable and undesirable energies dictate who you are, rather than being soul-sourced within yourself, rather than being connected to you. Now, the caveat of this is when, as we have discussed, you are allowing external energies, external circumstances to dictate who you are, you increasingly become disconnected from your soul, and you begin to embody more and more and more these external energies. And this is the trend that many humans have gotten themselves into across multiple lifetimes. Across multiple lifetimes, you may have been more and more disconnected from your soul, allowing the events surrounding you, the conditions of the world, the conditions of your life to dictate who you are. Now, as you are working through this, you may begin to realize there are certain things that don't quite make sense. Certain energies that you suddenly find that you have taken in from an external circumstance, and yet there is no quite obvious reason why you have done that. It is truly because of events in your past life where you got into the mode of being an external energy on a consistent basis rather than being the energy of your soul. So for this week, what is important is when you notice that you are continually being an external energy over and over that may not even be very obviously present within your environment, it is that your internalized mode of being has gotten stuck. It is trapped in this pattern of externalized energy, and you are attracting that energy to you, even subconsciously. So it is important for you to allow yourself to come to terms with and heal the part of you that is that part of energy that has become that externalized energy so prevalently that it is something you feel as though you cannot even control. To do this, you must love on the part of yourself that has taken in that energy for such a long time. There is a reason why that part of you believed they needed to be that energy, to become that energy, to protect yourself by being that energy on a consistent basis. It is important that you allow yourself to feel that part of you that has become that energy that you don't desire, that you deeply would like to push away. Because the more that you push it away, the more that part of you will hold on to that undesirable energy, that externalized energy that you would rather avoid. So to do this, what we would like you to do is when you feel the presence of that externalized energy, And your mind intuitively or logically is saying, no, that is not what I wish to be. And yet you cannot seem to change that mode of being. Rather, to take a moment and ask that part of you what it needs right now. In all likelihood, what it will tell you is that it needs to be loved. It needs to be given a different purpose. And so from there, allow yourself to love on this part of you, to allow this part of you to say what it needs to you, to allow this part of you to reason out why it has been attached to that state of being, of that externalized energy for so long. And you will often find that there may be some deeply held beliefs that you didn't even know you had in that part of you, and yet affect your life in such a way that it has dictated much of your existence. Allow yourself to forgive this part of you. You could blame it and say, look at all the havoc that you have caused. Get yourself under control. How could you do these things? But you must keep in mind this part of you is very controlled. It has held on to this energy for so long. And the reason why is because in that control of its own energy, it feels as though it is doing something that serves you. So ask it what it truly needs and reassign that part of you to something that will serve you. Ask it what it would like to do instead. Now, as you do this throughout this week, allow yourself patience and grace. This is a difficult process and may feel as though you are interfacing with a part of you that you do not like. But all parts of you are part of you. They make you who you are and who you are being. So to try to extricate one of those parts, to exile them, makes it so that way you cannot be the wholeness of who you are. You can never get rid of any part of who you are, but rather to bring them back into the fold with love and grace, and to give them a better, higher purpose is how you can come more into the wholeness of who you are. We send you great love. That is all.